The Broncos have traded Devaughn Vele. Good move, bad news, bad move for a team that believes is contending for a Super Bowl. We're going deep. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man.
I'm looking forward to this conversation about Devaughn Vele because we talked about it briefly before the start of the show.
We did.
And you and I feel very differently about this.
We do.
And that's okay with that. The Broncos trade Vele to the Saints for a 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by the move? What do you think of the move?
I was a little surprised by the move. I understand it. They've got a dearth of wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic because last year at this time, it's like, we don't have enough playmakers in the wide receiver room. Well, you do have playmakers in that room. And in my mind, the 6 you were going to keep if you kept Vele were all playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Vele has proven it.
He has?
Sure. I mean,
really?
Whoa.
What's he proven?
Balling all last year, proving it on the field to play with the Broncos.
Tell me what is.
Hold on. He had 41 catches. He was the second leading wide receiver on this team. He had more catches than Marvin Mims on fewer targets, had fewer opportunities, made some big catches, blocked his ass off, was the camp darling last year.
Yep.
And now he's gone. So he's done absolutely nothing wrong. He has been replaced, or he's going to be replaced by guys who they see as having potentially more potential.
Yeah, right.
But Vele has proven to be a reliable target for your young quarterback who needs guys he trusts. Vele is one of those guys, and now he's gone. I think when you deal a really good football player who has proven to be reliable and has done everything you've asked him to do,
right,
you got to be careful what you wish for there. Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, both ballers. I love what they're doing. They have not proven it yet on the field for the Broncos in a regular season game the way Devaughn Vele has.
Okay. Devaughn Vele in his whole career has caught 475 yards of passes. That's it. His whole career.
He's had one season.
Fine. One season.
Okay.
So you got a 4th in a vacuum. If I told you can get a 4th-round pick for a guy who caught 41 passes for 475 yards.
If I was in a vacuum, I don't know if I could hear you.
Right. You would make that. I would think you would make that trade all day. A guy who caught 41 passes for 475 yards, his whole career and 3 touchdowns at 11 yards a catch.
I don't look at
that. That is getting a 4th-round pick for that is an absolute steal. And oh, by the way,
what does that tell you that they were willing to give up a 4th-round pick for a guy with only 4? What does that tell you about the way
it tells me they're desperate for wide receivers, or it tells me the Saints are desperate for wide receivers.
That doesn't mean that they're giving one of our better guys.
He's one of our better guys.
Sure.
Really? Okay. So let's talk about, you said that, Nix feels comfortable with Vele. He feels comfortable with Sutton.
Yeah.
He played college ball with Franklin.
Love it.
And it looks like he has a lot of chemistry already with Evan Ingram.
Great. The more the merrier, Eric, right? I know we're going to get into this as we go, but Sean Payton, his philosophy is to use everyone's skill and disperse the ball around and take advantage of the defense, but also set up packages and personnel groups that allow his offensive players to flourish. With a guy like Devaughn Vele, who is a reliable target, really wide catch radius, very good instincts, body control. Yes, he's an older player, but Sean Payton also said that they're in a Super Bowl window. That Super Bowl window is opened up, right? So if you believe that you're on a Super Bowl trajectory, possibly this season, a guy who was consistent for you last season, to me, only makes the team better.
Makes it better in terms of depth. You're not going to win a Super Bowl because of Devaughn Vele. You are not.
Well, you're not going to win a Super Bowl because of one person.
You're not going to win a lot of
team sport.
You're not necessarily going to win more games
necessarily, or not at all. Can you say for sure that Devaughn Vele wouldn't help you win a single game? And if the answer is yes, isn't it worth keeping him around if you get one more win out of it?
You got a 4th-round pick, which is stunning.
Stunning?
Stunning. A 4th-round pick for him?
He's proven his worth. There's a reason why they gave it.
What has he proven? He caught 475 yards worth of passes his whole career. What has he proven in one season?
You're very passionate about
Well,
this.
no, because your argument doesn't hold water here.
Of course it does.
You're talking about a guy who's played 1 year.
I played wide receiver in the NFL, okay? So I know what I'm looking at when I look at a guy. He had limited opportunities last year, right? And he was the second leading wide receiver on this team in catches. Every opportunity he got, he made difficult catches. He was hard to tackle.
Good for him.
What do you mean good for him? That's what football is.
Pat Bryant's going to be a better player than Vele.
Great. I hope so.
So you know what? I want Bryant on the field.
Why not both of them? Because Courtland Sutton's not going to be here for the next 5 years, is he?
Well, they have Franklin.
Okay.
They have Mims.
Right.
Sutton can be here for another 4 years.
None of those guys have the same body type. Devaughn Vele has a certain skill set. Sean Payton likes the long, rangy receivers. Pat Bryant is shown a lot of potential. We have not seen him on the field yet. We have seen Devaughn Vele. And for you to poo-poo his yardage as like, an afterthought, what I saw from him last year on the field was a very good football player who was rising to the occasion. And, I understand that his ceiling may be a little lower because of his age, but I think you would get 3 good years out of Devaughn Vele.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. This reminds me of the Tim Patrick conversation. We can't get rid of Tim Patrick. I mean, the guy's a great leader and he catches everything. Tim Patrick is, if it's Jimmy's and Joe's, that's what he is.
Come on. I mean,
Tim Patrick is a jag, just another guy.
That's wrong.
Devaughn Vele is a jag. He is just another guy. That's what he is.
Well, I think I disagree with you wholeheartly. When you talk about
just because you play wide receiver in the NFL doesn't mean you're a great wide receiver. He's good.
Oh, it does.
He's valuable.
It does actually to be playing wide receiver and on the field in the NFL means you are a great wide receiver. Number one. Number two, to be on the field in this system with a Sean Payton-led offense and be productive the way Devaughn Vele was last year means you are a very good wide receiver. Now, he has not – he's only a second-year guy. I think that you just lost a reliable playmaker on your offense.
Playmaker?
Did you? Man, I think you don't understand what I mean by playmaker.
Brandon Marshall was a playmaker.
Okay, so
Troy Franklin is a playmaker. Mims is a playmaker. Sutton is a reliable target, and he can make some plays. And Pat Bryant, they want to get him on the field.
Obviously,
they want Franklin on the field. Who would you rather? I mean, in theory, if I had to do a pecking order of who I want on the field, I certainly want Sutton on the field. You're not going to do a 5. You're not Mouse Davis and running the run and shoot here with 4 or 5 wide receivers.
So you just want, flashy playmakers who have 80-yard touchdowns under their belt. Those are the players you want on the field all the time. Or do you want guys who have reliable hands and can pick up a 3rd and 6 on a slant versus man coverage? There's a role for Devaughn Vele on this football team.
Correct.
Not anymore because he's gone.
Right.
You never have too many weapons. And if you had to go in my opinion, if you have to go into game 1 and think about which guy you're going to actually deactivate, whether it's Vele, maybe it's Franklin, I think that's a great problem to have.
It is.
When you think about the length of a season, the 17 games plus the playoffs, hopefully, are these guys all going to be healthy and ready to go the whole time? You think you're going to win a Super Bowl or can this year? Right. Devaughn Vele would have helped you do that.
Today's episode brought to you by Landmark Lincoln and the new Lincoln Navigator. You need to head to Englewood off of Broadway, go for a test drive, and you're absolutely going to love this thing. Go see our friends at Landmark Lincoln in Englewood today. We're going to landmarklincoln.com. Right now, I understand some people might be upset about Vele.
No one is. Everyone's taking your side, putting on their GM hats. These theoretical picks of the future make you pretty excited. But for me, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, and he has that in his hands. He's a reliable receiver who's caught it. We've seen it. At Invesco Field. I'm sorry, Invesco. Empower, Mile High, Sports Authority.
Right.
Insert corporate logo here. Okay. He has done it on that field. And when I say playmaker, I mean big plays in the game that move the ball forward and move the chains and allow you to kind of continue churning upfield and scoring and maintaining clock possession, all that stuff. He's done it. Right. Troy Franklin has not. Pat Bryant has not. Devaughn Vele has. To me, it's a shame.
Has Mims done it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, these are 2 very different players, right?
I agree.
So I don't think
Vele is more like Bryant and Sutton, right?
Yeah. And Courtland Sutton signed a big deal, but how many years do you think Courtland's going to be here?
Couple maybe,
right? So who's going to replace him after that? This young core of wide receivers could, and in my mind, Vele could have been one of those members of that 4. Mims, Pat Bryant, and Troy Franklin.
Sean Payton and George Payton, in my opinion, when it comes to roster decisions, since Sean Payton has been here, they have put a lot of equity in the bank where you can question whatever you want to and say, I don't like this move, I don't like that move. But overall, Well,
I think they've done an amazing job.
There we go. So with that, what are they
talking about? Devaughn Vele.
Well, what are they going to do in 2 years without Cortland Sutton? I think they drafted Vele. They know how to spot a wide receiver. They drafted Bryant. I think they know how to spot a wide receiver. They drafted Franklin. I think they know how to spot a wide receiver. They've been good in the draft. They've been good in free agency. You're suggesting that when I look at the history of how this team has been built through free agency and the draft, they get a B+ at worst, considering everything with Russell Wilson. With not a ton of money to work with, they have earned the right, in my opinion, and I'm not some card-carrying member of the Denver Broncos fan club, but they have earned the right to say, we have made enough moves to show, you know what, we could probably draft another wide receiver if we need one. They are good. What they are great at is spotting talent. They did draft Vele, didn't they? And they got a 4th-round pick for him, which is stunning.
I think that logic is a little bit off.
What? That they're good at drafting?
No, that like you're good at drafting and you found this great player, so let's just let him go.
He's great
we're good at drafting.
At 475 yards. This guy's great. Are you kidding me? Great.
You're really parsing my words here. I'm trying to make a point here.
Yeah.
Last year at camp, who was the camp standout? It was Devaughn Vele, and if you say anyone else, you're lying.
I won't disagree with you.
He was making circus catches every day.
Yep.
He's still that guy. He's been a little banged up this camp, so he hasn't been able to be as available. Now, is that factor into it? Perhaps.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff they know that we don't know.
Okay.
Hold on. I'd love to finish a point. He has proven that he makes spectacular catches.
Yep.
Proven that he's a reliable target.
Okay.
Proven that he knows where to be. Proven that he's a good blocker. To me, your team got a little worse when you let Devaughn Vele walk out the door. You're trying to support a young quarterback who you believe is the future. And you just let one of his favorite targets from last year, even if you poo-poo the yardage, and it's no big deal, this guy's a joke.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say he's a joke.
Jag, he's just another guy.
He is. He's just another guy.
You're wrong. He's gone. We'll see how it reflects on the offense. I hope not. I hope it doesn't have a negative effect. I love these guys behind him. To me, it's 2 separate conversations. In my opinion, you're going to need every single one of them to win the Super Bowl, which is what they want to do.
Let me put you on the record right now, and let's make sure we save this tape. Are the Broncos going to regret trading this guy?
Gosh.
Well, no, that's what it boils down to. Are they going to regret trading him?
I sure hope not.
Because this guy is going to be a Pro Bowler. Are they going to regret trading him?
I hope not.
No, yes or no?
I don't know. I'm not a.
They are not going to regret trading him unless they have a rash of injuries at the wide receiver position,
which can happen.
He's a nice wide receiver. He's a nice piece.
Nice. You just said he was just another guy.
He is nice.
He's just nice.
He's fine. He's a good player.
You know, your
Tim Patrick is a good player.
Your Tim Patrick analogy is interesting because he was a very good player for this team.
Yep.
And he was part of an NFC Championship team last year.
Yep.
And obviously Dan Campbell liked him enough to keep him around and put him on the field. And he's a
3rd or 4th wideout on that team.
He made plays to help them win.
Of course.
Crucial. What do you mean? Of course. You're saying that he's just another guy.
He's a good player.
Okay. So do you understand that it takes more than just your upper echelon playmaking guys to make a team successful? Everyone has a role on the team, and they're all very important roles, even if for people like you, the yardage isn't impressive. He has a value in that locker, and that's why Dan Campbell kept him after all those injuries and spending 3 years out of football and gave him a prominent role in the offense, in which I don't know if you watched any Detroit Lions games last year.
I did.
He made some plays,
a lot of them,
but he made some plays to help them win games.
Okay.
And if you're going to get a couple extra wins out of a guy who's just another guy, maybe a nice jag, but a jag nonetheless, it's worth keeping him around, especially if you believe that your Super Bowl window has opened. That's what I believe about Devaughn Vele.
I think he's a good player. It'd be better if he's with the team, but when you are building a franchise, you look present clearly, but you also have to keep an eye on the future. And to me, Devaughn Vele, listen, if Pat Bryant turns out to be a bust, if Troy Franklin's preseason games and with what he did in training camp turns out to be a mirage, I'm with you 100%.
Oh, you're going to change your opinion?
I'm saying.
So this is all a speculation for you.
I
right?
am betting on the come with these two guys. Yes, I am. I'm betting on the come.
Right.
That Bryant is going to be. He will be better than Vele down the road.
I hope so, and I think I think that could happen.
I don't want to take Bryant off the field with his upside to put Vele out there.
But then we're going to get into the soundbite. You can have them all on the field, Eric. You can have them all on the field. There's a rotation that exists in these games,
right?
And where they're all productive. Look at how much Bo spreads the ball around. Look at how there's not one guy like Devaughn Vele, like I said last year, a moment ago, was the second leading receiver last year with 41 catches. Marvin Mims had 39. Little Jordan Humphrey had like 32. Like these guys all catch passes. So which one is going to catch?
Who was
the
second
one?
in yards last year?
I just would love to finish a point.
Who was second in yards last year?
Yards? Mims.
Right.
It was 39 and 41 catches. They were right there in the same space. They were both as equally involved in the offense as one another. Okay.
And he basically didn't play in the first half of the season.
Man. So who is going to make the catch to help you win a game? Right? You never know.
Right.
And Devaughn Vele did that last year, and he can do it again. And so I'm sad to see him go because of the football player that I see that he is, and that this team needs to try to fulfill their ambitions of winning the Super Bowl. And it's as plain and simple as that. I understand the business of it.
Yep.
I understand you got a 4th and a 7th for a guy you spent a 7th round pick on. Good job.
Right.
Good job. But, wide receivers don't grow on trees, and you just let one go.
The media, including us, we've been talking a lot about what is going to be the order. Is Sutton 1? Is Franklin 2? Is Mims 2? Who's 2? Who's 3? Who's 4? Who's 5? Sean Payton cleared that up for us earlier this week.
Oh, I don't know if we have that.
Do we have that bite, guys?
We don't.
Oh, okay. Well, basically what he said was, don't worry about running the bite.
Yeah, don't worry about
it. We'll just talk about what he said. He said, I don't need to order guys. We're going to put all of those guys out there in the right situations.
Right.
Where when you look at the Bengals, it is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
That's your number 1.
Yeah.
That's your number 2.
Right.
With that, I like that philosophy where you're forcing a great cornerback will study the guy. Like Surtain, when they play the Bengals, he is going to study Jamar Chase. Now, he's played against Jamar Chase for many, many years, including in the SEC. But that's the guy he is going to study because that's the guy he's going to be on. But if Sean Payton decides, you know what, maybe I'll throw Bryant out there to face this cornerback, or maybe I'll throw Troy Franklin out there.
Yep.
Is that an advantage when you have so much depth and enough wide receivers that you can plug and play, and you have cornerbacks who will have to study 5 guys instead of 1 or 2?
Yeah, and it's a Sean Payton thing. And a lot of they've dealt with some delay of game penalties, and some of that is because they have a complex offense with so many different personnel group packages. It's to the point that he's making about there is no kind of number 2. There's just different guys who come on and off in different situations. He trusts all of them to, like I was just saying, be the guy to make the catch to win the game. And the depth at receiver is going to really help this team. And that's why I'm, feel the way I do about Vele, but you never know. And the fact that Marvin Mims and Vele were right there in the same, and little Jordan wasn't far behind and Troy Franklin wasn't far behind there, just shows you the philosophy of spreading the ball around. And so for us talking about who the number 2 receiver is going to be, we're dealing in stats, right? We're talking about who's going to have the second most catches and the second most involvement in yards. But really, it is about the flow of the game, what the defense gives you, what Sean Payton does as a play caller in those moments, what he sees is going to work with the guys he has and trusts in certain situations. And as a receiver, you love that. I was a number 4 receiver on a team going into game day, knowing that I'd probably get 20 plays or so on offense, but I was doing all the special teams, right? But I wasn't catching 30, 40 passes in the season like this number 4 receiver of the Broncos will.
Did Payton say that I'm going to use all of these guys because he doesn't have a true number 2?
No, I don't think that. I think that it's
who is number 2? Who's the second best receiver on this team?
Second best receiver. He just left the building, man.
Devaughn Vele was the second best wide receiver on this team.
I think so, because I think he was the most complete. And part of it's because of his age and his body control, and even though he doesn't have as much experience, Marvin Mims he's trying to learn how to run all the routes and be like basically a a split receiver that can run every route in the book. He's not quite that yet. Kind of a gadget guy, take the top off, hand him the ball in a sweep, get him the ball in space. But can he run all the routes in the book? I don't think quite yet. Troy Franklin could be that guy coming into his own, having an amazing camp. You got to prove it, though, in the regular season, right? That's what I think. You have to prove it, and these guys haven't yet. And Pat Bryant is a really good prospect. He has incredible hands. I've seen it. I saw him make some really tough grabs in that game, shoestring catches. He's a great blocker. I think he has the potential to maybe even be a number 1 receiver in this league, especially in 3 years when Cortland Sutton is gone. My feelings about Vele have nothing to do with Pat Bryant or Troy Franklin. I think they're both on a trajectory to be awesome wide receivers in the NFL.
Do you think that Vele has the trajectory to be an awesome wide receiver in this league?
Awesome. Well, I mean,
I'm using
a reliable starter. Okay,
he is reliable. No reasonable person.
Well, that's a player you want on your team. You know,
you do want reliable guys, but I would call Ingram reliable.
Yeah,
I would call Sutton reliable, and then you are betting on the come with Franklin, okay, and with Bryant. And oh, by the way, Mims's stats are completely misleading, because he really wasn't used as a wide receiver much until the second half of the season.
Yeah, Sean Payton's had a hard time figuring out how to use him in his offense. And plus,
but he knows now.
Well, he does, but he also has a pretty big role in special teams. And so, you got the special teams coach in your ear, like, I need this guy. Don't use him up. You don't use him up. He's a back-to-back all-pro returner.
Right.
And that's, you don't just stumble and fall into that either. I mean, that allows you to flip the field. It gives you a real advantage there, having a guy like Marvin Mims returning kicks. And so that's in the back of your mind as an offensive coach too. So you want to have other pieces in case Marvin Mims is a little tired from a return or whatever.
Want to tell you about the 2025 Lincoln Navigator at Landmark Lincoln in Englewood. You got to check them out off of Broadway. Just go for a test drive. Just hop into the seat and feel the power. Enjoy the luxury of it. This isn't your grandpa's Lincoln. Look at this baby. You're looking at the video. How sharp and sleek is this particular ride? You need to go for a test drive today. Once again, Landmark Lincoln. You can find them in Englewood or go to landmarklincoln.com. For the way the young wide receivers have played in training camp, Franklin has looked very good. Bryant has looked very good. Ingram is not young, but he has looked very good. And Sutton has looked very good. What does it say about this wide receiver core that they're doing this against arguably the best secondary in football?
Iron sharpens iron, right? I was a part of this team when we traded for Champ Bailey. And so one year,
never heard of him.
Right. Best corner in the history of this organization as of now, Pat Surtain on that trajectory.
He's coming.
Yeah. Champ Bailey never won a defensive player of the year, but he was always in that conversation. And so I remember 2003, I was on the practice squad as a wide receiver. We had some good corners at that time. I went to play in NFL Europe for the Rhine Fire. So I was over in Dusseldorf going against NFL Europe corners. I heard from over in Europe that we had made that trade. Clinton Portis for Champ Bailey. Okay. And then when our season was over there, I'm on a plane straight back here to minicamp. And the next day I'm lining up in front of Champ Bailey. Okay. He was quite a lot better than those DBs I was facing for the Rhine Fire. And all of a sudden my game starts to improve that much quicker because I have to. I'm going up against Champ every day. That's what these guys get to do against Pat Surtain, against Riley Moss, against Jaquan McMillan, and against Jahdae Barron, and against Chris Abrams-Drain. All these guys who are,
and then the safety help.
So yes, it's very helpful for a young receiver to be able to play every single day against those guys who are, by the way, competing against one another too, because those corners are trying to prove that they all belong in the starting spot opposite Pat Surtain.
Troy Aikman said this about Jimmy Johnson. He worked us so hard in practice that by the time we got to games, he said it was easy. He didn't mean easy in the literal sense. It's easy to go out and play an NFL game. But when you're working that hard in practice and then you get to the game. So my point with the Broncos secondary is they're going to be facing secondaries that aren't even close to being as good. And these young guys at wide receiver and Ingram and Sutton, if they are doing this against a great secondary, what in the hell are they going to do against a secondary that isn't very good? And the best example I can give you is something that we just saw.
Arizona.
We saw in the joint practice.
Yeah.
There were guys wide open.
Yeah.
And then in the game, it was the same exact thing.
Yeah.
How's it going to look when they face teams that don't have good secondaries? Because they're practicing against this one.
Yeah. Hopefully more of the same. I mean,
Right.
it's not going to be as easy during the games as it has been, in these preseason games. That's for sure. But Mike Shanahan used to have a similar philosophy. We practiced at game speed, and
Right.
these were his words.
Right.
We practiced at game speed so the games feel slow, so the games are easy. If you play every day like it's a game, when the game comes around, it's a breeze. I don't have to get up for it.
Right.
I don't have to change my pace. I'm already used to this pace. I do this every day. You don't want guys who are like different when the lights come on. And I know
Right.
there's like that thing about this guy's different when the lights come on.
Right.
That's not what you want on your team if you're trying to build a reliable, consistent team that prepares to win a game. You want guys who the lights are always on
Right.
for them, just like you, Eric. The
Hmm.
lights are always on for you
Right.
because you were getting in an argument just like this one before the pod even started.
Correct. And we're going to get into that topic in just a minute. Would you agree that if for some reason the Broncos found a way to get T. Higgins in the offseason, they didn't, but if they did, would he be the number one wide receiver on this team?
I don't know. I mean, they probably wouldn't have kept Cortland if they would have done that.
I mean, that's a guy who is proven. So when I look at this wide receiver group, they are greater than the sum of their parts, meaning as a group, they're really, really good.
Yeah.
When you look at each individual part, they're all good in their own way. So I'll look at the Bengals wide receivers. Would you rather have the Broncos set up right now where you have potentially two really good wide receivers in the young guys, Franklin and Bryant, proven guy in Sutton, and then you have Mims, and then, of course, you have Ingram, who's going to, essentially be a wide receiver? Would you rather have the Broncos situation or two top flight guys at the top of your rotation with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? What would you rather have if you're a GM?
I would rather have what the Broncos have. Now, you can call me a homer. Go ahead and do it.
No,
but I think
that has nothing to do with being a homer. You're talking football. This is not about the Denver Broncos.
And when's the last time you saw Jamar Chase really dig out a safety on a run play and make a block that sprang his running back for a win? This team is so lopsided in what the Bengals.
If he play defense, he might be more valuable for them.
Right. Like this team is very pass happy. They don't control the ball. They want stats, and they lose games. And I mean, their offensive line isn't great. Also, Cortland Sutton's not going to have 120 catches for this team. They're not going to do that. Even though, and we got to keep this in mind, Michael Thomas broke the receptions record in 16 games with Sean Payton as his head coach. 149 catches in a season. So Sean Payton does know how to go to the same guy every play.
Right.
But I don't think he loves doing that, especially with this young quarterback. I think he wants to spread the ball around, make it unpredictable. And the more weapons you have and the more guys who are hungry and ready to go out there and set the tone in the running game.
Right.
The difference between a 5-yard run, Eric, and a 50-yard touchdown run is a wide receiver blocking downfield.
Right.
So if this team is going to do that and they're all reliable pass catchers, I would take the Broncos receiver room.
I'll tell you the play that may have filled the glass and overflowed it on why they traded Vele.
Oh.
The catch that Ingram made with those two blocks from Bryant and from Franklin.
Love it.
I think they looked at Vele and said, he's a really good blocker. He's a really good player. But not only do we have willing blockers in those two young guys, but they clearly know how to execute.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to block in this system, but now it's only one play.
Yeah.
But you have guys, and Cortland will block as well. Mims, not so much.
The best way to ingratiate yourself as a receiver to your receiver coach is to bust your ass blocking.
Right.
They expect you to catch the ball. I mean,
and
that's
an
why
outside zone, you better be able to block.
Yeah. And, in the NFL, all these wide receivers are good at catching the ball. That's why you got
Right.
there. But what else can you do?
Right.
You catch 7-8 passes in a game.
Right.
You're on the field for 60. What are you doing for the other 52 plays, Eric?
Right.
You better be busting your ass, being physical, putting your head in there. And if you do so, these coaches are going to love you. And I agree that the reason why Vele was dealt is because they feel so good about the overall completeness of these young players.
Should they feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, I think they've shown them so far, so good. I mean, Troy last year left some to be desired. He's rounding his game out. I'm excited to see him in the regular season.
Lone Tree Broncos. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Knowing that the Broncos reportedly are having discussions, this coming from Lone Tree's mayor.
Yeah.
Of course, Burnham Yard, if they build a stadium, that is a possibility as well. A lot of Broncos fans are up in arms. You can't move them to Lone Tree. You can't move them out of Denver. They're the Denver Broncos, not the Lone Tree Broncos.
Oh,
How would you feel if they moved to Lone Tree?
well, that wouldn't be my argument. I don't want to see that happen because I think there's a big value in having that team downtown. The thing about Denver is all 4 major sports teams are downtown, and that doesn't exist anywhere else in America. There's not one other city with all 4 major sports teams clustered downtown. I think there's a special nature to that. I think that people love. I know that downtown, a lot of people like, no, downtown. You know, they don't like coming down here anymore because they don't like the smell of pee or whatever.
Right.
But look, you know, toughen up, come downtown, support these businesses around here. The problem is that if you get out to the suburbs, a lot of these businesses that are supported and the vibes downtown gets killed. And then you build a big shiny stadium, then the ticket prices go way up and it becomes this corporate sort of plastic land. And, you know, like SoFi, you been to SoFi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Allegiant. You've been to Allegiant?
Mhm.
They don't have home field advantages there. And so, you know, the prices go up, you price out some of the hardcore fans, and then it becomes this destination thing, this like experience where like there's Wi-Fi and robots serving you drink. Nobody cares about that. Okay. We're trying to watch a football game here. And as long as it maintains the essence of this city, I think is the most important thing and doesn't turn into some fancy spaceship that everybody has to pay $1,000 to get into.
What's to say they won't build a spaceship at Burnham Yard?
Yeah, I mean, they could do that too, but at least it would be downtown and supporting local downtown businesses and could build up the areas around that in a way that would stimulate the economy locally and keep the vibes strong downtown, Eric.
Why is it all about downtown? I mean, Lone Tree is a city, and it
is a city.
Right. So what I don't understand the problem.
Why do you want it in Lone Tree? Let me ask you
I don't want it in Lone Tree.
Okay.
I don't really care where they build it,
Okay.
quite frankly. What I'm saying is that people are hanging on to the word Denver, and it has to be in Denver.
I'm not. That's
just
not why
like
I'm doing it.
like the Glendale Cardinals and the Inglewood Rams and the Inglewood Chargers and the East Rutherford, New Jersey Jets and the East Rutherford, New Jersey Giants. I can go on and on.
Well, some of those teams you just named don't have strong home field advantages anymore because of these new stadiums in weird places. It just is what it is.
You really think the fans are not going to show up if the game's in Lone Tree?
I didn't say that. But it's going to change the fan. It's just going to change the scope of who the fans are a little bit. Because the ticket prices are going to go up. They're going to go way up.
They're going to go way up if they build a stadium, no matter where they build it.
Yes and no. I mean, constraints in downtown might change the way you build the stadium. For example, the one that they're going to build, you know, that they'll build out in the suburbs when they have all this land, they're also going to build up the surrounding areas with all these hotels and things like that. And that's going to create this like Disney World sort of destination thing that wouldn't exist here. If you built it downtown, you'd have the stadium, the existing buildings, and businesses would only just get better and make more money. Instead, everything's down there is going to be affiliated with the stadium and be part of this Disney World package thing, Epcot Center football show. And I think that loses a little bit of the gritty luster that the Broncos fans have displayed since the 60s.
Let's think about this pragmatically and not emotionally. Where did you live when you played?
Greenwood Village.
Did you live in Parker?
No.
A lot of players live in Parker?
No.
No.
Not really. I mean, a few.
A lot of them live down south.
Yeah, south. Yeah.
Right. A lot of them, which is where Lone Tree is.
Oh, I'm not. So you're looking out for the players and their commute?
No. What I'm saying is, it would be good to be close to the facility.
Why? Why does that matter?
Convenience.
Who cares how close to the facility it is?
Well,
I enjoyed as a player. Let me put it to this is my experience. But I loved driving downtown to go to the game. I loved that it was in a different location from where I lived and where the facility was. Right. I love coming up I-25 and seeing Invesco Field come into view over there on the horizon and knowing that that's where I was about to go do my work. I loved that feeling. And it was great to see the skyline to the right, Invesco to the left, coming down the freeway, doing the exit ramp. A trickle of sweat would run down my side as I saw all the scalpers and people tailgating. That was a great experience.
I am not.
What's that moment in Lone Tree when you get down there? You're going to feel real excited about getting down there to play a football game.
If you build a community down there and it's fun to go to, and it's like a Lodo in a roundabout way.
Build a community. You don't need to build a community. The community already exists here in Denver of Denver Broncos fans.
I understand.
You don't like. Well, that's the reticence I have.
My point is, I'm not from here. You're not from here. The people who are upset, my opinion, the people who are upset about the Broncos potentially moving to Lone Tree are also the people who get all jacked up about new colors and new uniforms. Those are the same people. And when we talk about uniforms, I don't care what pretty little costumes you play in. I don't give a shit.
Ooh,
you know what I care about? Winning.
Oh,
that's all I care about. I don't care what color your helmet is. I don't care what color your jersey is. Just go win games. Let's not work ourselves up because they have pretty colors and maybe I'll buy myself a jersey. Those are the same people that look at, oh my God, they're not going to play in Denver. They're the Denver Broncos. Who cares? From my opinion, that's how I feel. I'm probably way out of touch with people who grew up here.
Yeah,
I get it. I totally understand it. I grew up in Chicago.
What? And if they would move it out of Soldier Field and put it in freaking
Arlington Heights, that's fine with me.
Is it?
It's an absolute nightmare getting to games at Soldier Field. At least with Lone Tree, you have two major arteries that you are connected to.
Yeah.
C470 and I-25. So you have people up north in Brighton who could take C470.
Oh, you're looking at
you have people in Arvada who can take C470. You have people who are from Colorado Springs who can come up from I-25. And then you have I-25 going the other way.
Yeah.
If anything, you can say it's more convenient to play there.
Yeah, it probably would be. I mean, traffic-wise, it would be more convenient.
I'm all for that. Aren't you?
No, that doesn't matter that much to me. I mean, I don't think, oh my gosh, there's a game downtown. It's so inconvenient. No, you go to a football game, you deal with the parking, you get there and you have a good time. And I mean, I actually like the stadium as it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, call me an idiot. I think Empower Field is one of the better stadiums in the NFL right now. And I know they want to build a new one and, bring the World Cup and the Olympics and all that.
Right.
Well,
Super Bowl.
Yeah, all that. But like, I don't think that's a reason to build a new stadium personally. I think you build a new stadium if you need a new stadium. And to me, they don't need one. I think that
well, think of the money they will make with a domed stadium or a retractable roof, and they own it.
Yeah.
The Broncos own it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Greg Penner is going to be asking for money to build this stadium.
What if he does?
Well, he won't. So my point is, for every concert that happens,
I get it.
They make all the money now.
I get it.
Now, what if they get a Super Bowl? What if they get the World
What
Cup?
if?
Well, they're going to eventually, if they build a stadium that has a dome on it. And there's going to be so much flexibility to do concerts in the wintertime as well.
But then you lose the element, man. You lose the elements.
You could do it at Pepsi Center. You could do a Ball Arena with 20,000, or you can have a concert for 70 to 75,000.
No, I'm talking about the. Would you want to play football games with a dome over it? I mean,
I'd rather be
retractable.
I'd rather be retractable.
Yeah.
I like the outdoor elements.
I do too.
But if there's a blizzard, you close the roof.
Yeah, but you're playing the Dolphins and they come in and you got a blizzard. You're going to close the roof and give them the advantage. I mean, they live in Florida. They're not used to that. We know we're used to it here. You have that advantage. The climate is your advantage.
But this is about making money.
Is it all about making money, Eric?
Yeah, building a new stadium is about making money. Yes, it is.
Okay, so you're just talking about money. Strictly, this is about money. The Lone Tree, the argument is about how to make the most money, right?
Well, you buy the cheapest land, you build a stadium.
That's what I'm saying. The argument you're making is about money.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
What else would it be about?
I'm talking about the fan experience.
Well,
I don't care about how much money the Waltons make. I'm never going to see that money. Why do I care how much they make? I'm talking about the fan experience.
Again, going back to the Vele thing where I said, I think Peyton and Peyton have enough equity in the bank. We're criticizing this decision. If you want to, that's fine. But they've shown they can bring in wide receivers, meaning their new tight end, or they can draft them. So I will give them grace because of their history. So when it comes to the Penners and the fan experience, didn't they do a whole bunch of renovations?
I'm not saying they're not doing a great job.
So I think
they're doing a fantastic job.
I think the Penners, if they build a stadium, it will be an unbelievable fan experience. Maybe as good as any in the NFL. They are conscious of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, fan experience also has to do with how much money you have to spend to go to the game. Okay. If the fan experience means you're going to have to take out a second mortgage to go see the Broncos play the Raiders, is that a great fan experience?
It's already
just
that.
so you can have Wi-Fi and
it's
like
already
a
that
USB
way.
plug at your seat and stuff. Like, what are we?
It's already that way. It's way overpriced.
Okay, well, it's going to be doubled, Eric. It's going to double.
So are you suggesting they shouldn't build a stadium?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just said it. I like the stadium how it is. I don't think you need to rush to do it. I understand that there's, all this points we just made about the moneymaker, about enticing a Super Bowl. That's all very appealing for an ownership group. I have no qualms with that. What I'm saying is the experience at Empower Field right now is fucking solid. And any fan that comes to this game, to the stadium and goes to that game, says the same thing. This is one of the better stadiums in the NFL right now, as it is, the fan experience. They're not saying that about SoFi and Allegiant. Those places are like Disneyland. It's like freaking Dave and Buster's. You don't care about that. You care about all the other bells and whistles going on. At Empower, there's not a bad seat in the house. They play great football there. It gets super loud. It's a great environment. It's a win-win situation. They stay there, they win. They build a new stadium, they win.
What they're doing at Allegiant is they are building it for non-football fans too.
Yeah.
With their DJ and all that stuff.
Right.
And then you have swimming pools at certain places. They're building it for everyone.
Right.
It's an experience. It's all different types of entertainment.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you want to watch the game, great. If not, you can go hang out in the pool when you go watch the Arizona Diamondbacks play.
Right. And that's what they do. And so no one cares about the game, and the environment suffers because of it. And when you build one of those, big fancy experience-based stadium places, then that's what happens. But hey, either way, the Broncos fans will come. They're not going to boycott any stadium or anything like that. This is the best ticket in town. This team's going to be good for quite a while now, based on the quarterback, the coach, and the rest of the players.
I'll just end with this.
Yeah.
People saying when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, well, because he took a knee, I'm not going to go to a football game anymore. And I'm hearing from people, they go to Lone Tree, I'm not going. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Because you're a Broncos fan.
Right.
You're going. And if you don't want to, and if you don't want to go, cool. There's about, I don't know, 2,000, 10, 20,000 people waiting for season tickets.
Yeah.
You'll be you as a fan, sorry, are replaceable. Because there's a line around the block that suggests you are replaceable if you don't want to drive to Lone Tree. Come on. It's the NFL. It's the Denver Broncos. They are a regional team. There are people that come in from Montana and South Dakota and North Dakota and Wyoming and New Mexico. And they do because the Broncos are the only NFL team in this time zone. They are more than just a Denver team. They are more than just a Colorado team.
I'm with you.
They are a regional team. I don't think that people driving in from Kalispell, Montana to come see a game give a shit if it's in Denver or Lone Tree. They got a long drive no matter what.
I'll let you have the last word. I mean, you're going to decimate an area of downtown by leaving it. But does Lone Tree really need the business? No. But it is what it is.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to spend the Penners' money. They can spend it however they want to.
Yeah.
If they have cheaper land to go to Lone Tree, deal with it. They've done plenty for the fans already. They've done plenty of outreach with high school. They've done plenty of outreach and helping the fan.
What is that? We're just talking about the location of a stadium.
No, what I'm saying is that
no one's criticizing the Penners for anything they've done. I don't think. I haven't heard one.
Well, they'll be criticized if they go to Lone Tree.
Well, I mean, like you said, people will still go to the game. People will still go to the games.
It'll be a fine fan experience. It's still the Denver Broncos.
They're not going to Lone Tree, though.
I think they'll go to Burnham Yard.
Yeah. And so they're going to stay right here down the street.
And they're probably negotiating with both.
And that's what you do when you try to get the best deal. Right?
That's right.
All right.
That's going to do it for us. He's Nate. I'm Eric. We will come back at you on Monday.
That's right.
At 11 a.m. Make it the best possible day you can.